Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Freedom Dream Life Path to New Earth podcast. I am your host, Aiylah Lisa Valkyrie, and I am super, super excited to launch this right here before the eclipse. So I have just come on here today to share with you a little bit about what to expect from this podcast. And we will be speaking to dreamers, freedom seekers. All of the ascension is happening right now, and I am your guide. I am here to share with you information from source, unfiltered, as well as bring on guests who are amazing freedompreneurs from all over the world, soul tribe family from all across the globe. And I'm super, super excited to share with you the lineup. I'll be sharing all of this on my website, yogaforlove.com with the number 4, as well as on my social channels, which you can find me at @I_love_Aiylah. And that's my Instagram, as well as my most of my channels. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, it'll be broadcasted here, or you could sign up for my newsletter on the website at the bottom and find me there. So just a little housekeeping as we get started. This podcast is really designed for me to share with you as an angelic channel and just live stream information that's coming in straight from source, as well as bring on beautiful and amazing guests who are really walking the talk and living the freedom lifestyle, meaning that they are living the freedom of location freedom, time freedom, health freedom, the inner freedom, and of course, freedom of wealth and finances. And so we have a really great lineup coming up for this next couple weeks, and I'll be continuing to add more and more guests. And I'm really super stoked about our first podcast guest coming up next Wednesday, which is going to be 8 p.m. Central Time, and it's going to be 9 a.m. Thursday Indonesia time. So she's joining us from all across the globe as well. And Bali, her name is Kat Brodish. We have also Mary Rose, beautiful soul tribe sister, coming on Thursday, and then Jojen Hummingbird coming in later in the week. So this is our next week's lineup, some really amazing people. So just watch my stories. I'll be sharing with you some information about those upcoming guests and what they'll be speaking on, and the topics. But the topics you can expect in this live stream, in this podcast, and these recordings is really a path to New Earth. Speaking of bringing you tools and resources to navigate this really shifting energy. We're in a portal right now. It's a very, very, very deep, strong eclipse portal as I record this. And I was really originally going to start the podcast next week. And Spirit's like, you just need to get out there, go live, go live. And so here I am speaking to you, just share with you a little bit about what we're doing. So if you're joining me here on the stream, thank you so much for being here. I see you. I honor you. I thank you so much for jumping in. Hello, hello. And if you're joining the recording later, this is going to be available on all streaming software as well. So the Path to New Earth is really designed to bring you tools for this navigating of this ascension energy. So the tools, speaking to things such as sacred sexuality. I'm speaking to the twin flame journey because I am part of a twin flame union in this lifetime. Speaking to the divine feminine in all of us. I channel through the goddess Isis and Sekhmet, the Hathors, a lot of the Egyptian teachings coming through, which I'll be launching a mystery school priestess path course starting in early June. I'll be sharing more about that on my channels as well. And so this specific energy for this podcast is about the tools and the things that we need to navigate this shifting energy and shifting time. So right now in this moment, as we enter this eclipse portal, there's some really important information coming through for you. I might be offering you some angel card readings or some information that's coming up for you in certain podcasts or channeled messages, shamanic rituals, tools, and all kinds of things like that, as well as using my medicine drum and some of the shamanic rituals and teachings that I'll be sharing as well. So today I'm really called to share with you the importance it is to have some dedicated time during this eclipse portal, whether you're in the totality stream and the pathway that's going across the Americas or not. The intention is super, super, super important for you. And this is what I'm sharing with you today. If you haven't already set aside plans specifically for the eclipse portal, which you can look up on timeanddate.com, or you can look it up at nasa.com or npr.com, or any of the sources will have the time that the eclipse starts for you. And the totality is open about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on where you're at. And then it'll close the portal once the sun returns. But there is some massive, massive information coming through for us as the sun is deleted out from our field of vision and our energy from our earth. So I believe that we can all agree that the sun is energy and that we cannot live on this planet without the sun. So if we're in agreement with that, we can talk about facts here versus philosophy and woo-woo shit. So I'm going to tell you some facts, is that as the sun is blocked out from our field of vision and also from our energy field, there is other cosmic streams of energy that are able to enter, which are normally either burned up or overridden or not able to enter because of our sun being so strong and so powerful. And so this has not happened for about 5,000 years. It will not happen in any of our lifetimes again. There's lots of eclipses, but this one is very, very different. It's a unique portal for DNA to be shifted and recalibrated to move into the ascension energy of the new earth. When I speak of the new earth, I'm talking about the ascension out of war, the ascension out of Piscean energy, the ascension out of patriarchy and misogyny, and the ascension out of all of the things that have been taught to us, that have been programmed into us for generations and generations and generations, that are pure, complete lies. And so we have a truth that we know in our heart, if we're connected to source, that love is real. And so the only truth is that the only thing that is real is love. And so in this ascension energy, you can tap into these frequencies of pure connection to source, pure divine connection, and recalibrate our DNA to the divine path of bringing our whole entire planet into harmony, into peace, and into the frequency of pure agape love, which is the love that is greater than all things, the love that is pure and beautiful, and it resides within all of us, because each of us are a fragmentation of God, Goddess, Source, however you term to name that. And so some of the practices that you can do, it's super, super important for you to jump in there and just dedicate some time and make sure that you are actually being intentional. You can manifest anything that you want. And this podcast is specifically about manifestation, ascension tools, abundance mindset, money mindset. And so this is really on point for why we are even told to bring this information to you in the first place. So you can sit there and just meditate and just be in your own space, but it's really, really, really important to be outside. The DNA is able to be shifted in just 4 months by simply changing our diet. So we are in control of shifting our DNA by choices that we make. It is not genetic, it is not predisposed. There's a lot of things that have been told to us that are actually not completely true. And so during this eclipse portal, you will be able to tap into your highest intentions, your manifestations, your dreams. Every single thing that is in your heart has already been given to you. These things are already in your field. They're already in your visions. And so bringing them into this reality is simply an intention and a belief and a pure holding of that vision. And so I invite you to really be super intentional about what you would like your life to look like, to feel like, to be like. And even if that doesn't match what you have right now, hold that vision, because it is real. That is simply just a different timeline, a different version. And if you've ever studied quantum physics or anything by Dr. Joe Dispenza or any of the great thought leaders, Eckhart Tolle, so many are speaking to the fact that we have the ability to shift our reality and to shift into those other timelines, those other versions, because they're all happening simultaneously. This linear timeline that we exist on in this dual plane is simply only that. It's only in this plane of reality that that linear timeline exists. And so if you have a dream and a feeling and a vision in your heart for yourself, for your children, for your family, for your lifestyle, then hold that dream and believe it. And especially during this eclipse portal, it's so very, very important for you to hold that and let it be completely immersive in your field of vision and in your heart, because this is what we are creating. We all hold this vision for ourselves, for our families, and for the world, and it simply becomes the reality. This is quantum physics. This is not bullshit. This is truly the inner world creates the outer world. The outer world is simply a reflection of the inner world. And so every single thing that has ever been created on this planet starts with a thought. And we can all agree that all thought leaders, anybody that's created anything amazing on this planet, architecture and art and buildings and all kinds of man-made things, highways and infrastructures and even the internet, was simply a thought, simply an idea. Electricity, all of these things are just simply a thought. And now they're completely in our reality, so we take them for granted. So everything that you're creating right now, I encourage you to just completely hold that in your vision. Take some time beforehand to journal about what that feels like, to write down what that looks like in your heart. All avenues. I'm not just talking about business. A lot of you are very business minded. And so Source is wanting you to know that life is not business. Life is play. And this is divine play. Business is an aspect of that we have created to create a form of energy exchange. But just by simply existing on this planet and being a high frequency being, you are enough. You have done enough. And if you don't do anything more than show the fuck up here on this planet, then you've done what you're here to do. So just know you don't have to continue being and doing to become who you are. You already are a divine, perfect being. And so in that life that you like to live, that you like to create, what does that feel like? What does that look like? What does that sound like? What are the foods you're eating? What is the car you're driving? Where is the house that you're living in? All of these things. What kind of pets do you have? What are you doing with your children? What are you doing in your free time? Where are you traveling to? All of these things are so very important. Of course, streams of income and all of these things are coming in, and continue to open those streams of income, because we are the only glass ceiling that there is. There is no such thing as a glass ceiling. That's something that's man-made. And so we are simply only the ones that are blocking all of this energy from coming through. And during this eclipse portal, there is no blocks. Everything is no holds barred, 100% complete download. So you need to be fucking plugged into this planet. Completely plugged in and putting your feet into the earth. Like dig a little hole and put your feet in the earth. If you're not near sand, dig into the ground. Get your feet into the ground. Do you hear me? This is so very important. This information is going to be coming in from the cosmos. Energy, information, DNA upgrades, codes, light codes. This has been programmed for thousands and thousands of years. Why do you think that so many media outlets are trying to derail your attention from this portal moment? Every single thing is going to be thrown at you. They're going to take out all of their artillery to stop this information from being absorbed into your DNA. Did you know that your DNA can be fractalized, but you can pull it back to you? If you've ever donated blood, if you've ever donated plasma, if you've ever, donated organs, you can call all of this back to you and call all of your energy back to you. You can claim all of your power and all of your energy by simply demanding it to come back to source, which is truly where it begins and where it was from the very original moment. And so if anything is fractalized off into any of your I'm hearing even depression or anxiety. Depression is fractalizing your energy off into the past. Anxiety is fractalizing your energy off into the future, calling all of that back to this now moment for this eclipse portal, so you can rejoin all of your energy to be healthy, whole, and complete. It is so very, very important as a human in this time to be healthy, whole, and complete. And so if you feel like any of your energy has ever been taken from you or you've given it away, call it back to you in this moment. Put your feet in the earth. Calibrate your energy to this portal that's happening right now. We're already in the pre-eclipse portal. It's very, very intense, very, very strong for those of you that are highly sensitive beings. And for those of you that have not quite woken up to that yet, it's still fucking happening just because you don't have evidence. So the evidence will show itself. Just trust, have gratitude, be in a place of surrender. The mantra is trust, gratitude, surrender, right? Any of those of you have ever followed me or been in any of my programs or retreats or anything like that, this is something that has come in with me with my Chiron return at my 50th year, a year and a half ago. Trust, gratitude, surrender. And so in those frequencies, bringing in the energy of joy, the energy of colibri, the hummingbird, all of the ancient teachings have come to this and have spoken of this. And this is the moment that they're speaking of. There's many, many pivotal moments coming up, and they're going to continue to quicken as we move into this energy of this fifth dimension, the sixth dimension, the seventh dimension. The angels and the archangels reside in those higher dimensions, and it's really, really dense in here. It's really, really dense on this planet. And so we must tap ourselves deep into the roots of this planet and ground ourselves as a planetary being of Earth. Because as these cosmic energies are coming through, they're very, very ethereal, but it's like being in an asteroid belt is what they're telling me to tell you. It's like we're being bombarded with all of this energy, and this is why you can get derailed so easy. Remember, come back to the mantra, trust, gratitude, surrender. Anytime we move out of trust, fear is the quickest way to move us out of our heart. And this is why that fear porn is everywhere. Fear mongering is everywhere. Bullshit, fake news is everywhere. And just remember, they're going to be timed so that they will derail you from these pivotal moments. And so don't be surprised if things happen, on that moment where this eclipse is happening. But what's important for you is for you to ground your feet and your root chakra into this planet. That is your number one mission. Ground yourself into the planet and go within. That is it. You don't have to do anything. You just are here. You're here and existing. You came here for moments such as these. As my divine sister always says, coming here for moments such as these. We are here on this mission. And if you don't quite remember what your mission is, that's okay. Wake up. It's time to remember your mission. And if you need tools for that navigation, that's exactly why I'm going live. That's exactly why I'm here. That's exactly why I'm showing up. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not asking for any exchange. I'm not asking for anything from you. I am simply just asking for you to go within yourself and listen to your own heart. Listen to your own inner guidance. You have your own inner guidance that is so on point. We have a little tool called a pineal gland. It's like a tiny pine cone inside of our head, and it emits the strongest radio frequency that you could ever imagine. It is stronger than any radio frequency on this planet, and each and every single one of us has one. But guess what? They've been feeding us all kinds of things in our water and in our toothpaste and all kinds of shit to calcify it, because it spins at the highest vibration and it aligns with the highest vibration of joy. And this is why when we're in the vibration of joy and pure agape love, that we are vibrating with source energy. And the only way to stay in that energy is to be in gratitude and be in surrender and to trust. Anytime we start questioning, we go into fear. Of course, question everything, absolutely, research everything. But I'm talking about when you're being still within your heart, trusting that inner guidance system. That is your on-point energy system that keeps you connected. It keeps you tapped in, tuned in, turned on, as the Abrahams said. And so we must remain tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and right now get grounded. Put your feet into the earth, literally into the earth. Go by sacred bodies of water and pray. Pray over that water. Let's take a moment to honor the water, honoring the sacred water for all of the memories. Every single memory on this planet is coded within our sacred waters. And we can clean and clear all of those waters by simply doing our part to remove trash, to not pollute it, and to pray over it. And those simple things will clear every single drop of water on our planet. And if we all do our part from each tiny portal of water that we can have effect over, we can change the whole entire planet. We can clean the microplastics. There's even a fungi, a mushroom that eats microplastics. There is a solution for everything. So let's take a moment to honor ourselves by drinking some sacred water. Take a moment to drink with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the waters of this planet. We are 72% water, and all of our language is coded with water, being in the flow, currency of life, the divine source of energy, flow. Everything has coded words that really attune us to the frequency of water. And so just watch your language, watch the words. English is one of the lowest vibration languages, and it has a lot of very encoded words. And so just thinking about those things that we say to ourselves or we use, good morning is also mourning, like sadness and grief. And so good does not negate the fact that you're mourning. And so how about grand rising or joyful rising or beautiful day, or just thinking about how we speak. Language has power. You can say that's bullshit or whatever, but listen, there's programming inside of you that you need to also listen to and hear when it does not reside with the frequency of your heart and the highest frequency of the good of all. And so those programs can fall away if you're open to receiving truth. And that is simply from your own alignment, your own attunement, your own discernment, and letting go of the dogmas that have been programmed into you over lifetimes and generations. It's not an easy task. We are here to achieve this feat in this lifetime. I'm telling you, before I fucking leave this planet, it will be in 5D, it will be shifted. My grandchildren and my great-grandchildren will have a legacy on this planet. And if you agree with me, you drop some hearts and some rainbows, because this is why we're here. We are literally here to shift it for 7 generations to come. And when we shift our own hearts, we shift it in the back timeline of 7 generations before us. Thank you to our ancestors. Thank you to all of the ones who have guided us. We have so many beautiful and amazing indigenous teachers on this planet, and they are still here. And so many of them don't have amplification of their voices. And this is why I'm here, is to give them the amplification for their voice, for their channels, for their information, because it is so very important for you to receive these teachings from the elders while they're still on this planet. There is so much beauty around us if we just remove the illusion, break through the veil. In Sanskrit, we call it vikalpa. Vikalpa is the coloration, looking through a lens that is a different color than truth. And your lens can be many different lenses. It can be lenses from your maternal side. It can be lenses from your paternal side. It can be lenses from the media. It can be lenses from something that's been spoon-fed to you from the school systems. Whatever that is, realize that you're through a lens. When we remove the vikalpa, when we go clear into the divine connection to our own truth and our own source, we can see clearly. But it takes shadow work. It takes the deep work. It takes going within ourselves to really listen to where those stories are coming from, to go to our little child inside and talk to her or him and love on him and be that beautiful parent that you might not have had, and show up for that person that's inside of you, that little guy, that little girl, that little being, that little toddler, or that little elementary school kid, or that kid that was picked on at lunch or at recess, or didn't have any friends to walk home with, or didn't ever get asked to go to the movies, or that didn't have the date, or didn't go to prom, or whatever those stories are. They're valid. But you can show up for yourself as that beautiful, divine parent. And even if you had good parents, you can still be a parent to your inner child and allow that inner child to come in and play. It's all about play. It's all about living in this divine moment and allowing ourselves the opportunity to be in joy. The colibri is one of the most important medicine totems on the wheel, and it's represented by the north, the ancestors, the elevation from the red road, from the south, from just being a baby, walking the path to the north. And as we move through that circle and that wheel of life and move to that north side, we can tap into the energy of the hummingbird as we tap into the energy of the galactic and the ancestors. And as we cross over and drop our robes and drop this skin and drop these bones, then we also start over fresh in the new realm as a child. And so we can always be reassured that there's always a fresh start. There's always a new start. There's always a place for us to start over. New beginnings are happening constantly. And so in this energy, it's very much Phoenix moment, very much Tower moment if you follow the tarot. And we are all in massive Tower moments. And so even though I have been going through my own personal Tower moments with my health, I have chosen to just show up anyway and be the voice for those that may not be heard, or amplify the voices of those that would like to cross-pollinate and to work together. And if you're interested in being on my podcast, drop just a podcast all in caps in the comments, and I will send you the information on becoming a guest. And so I'm looking forward to speaking to you more frequently. I will be showing up here online whether I feel like it or not. And so that's the thing, is that we show up anyway. We do the work anyway. We're here to offer this information just for the betterment of humanity. And so as I begin to just amplify this channel by going live on all the channels and recording it and sharing it with the, all the different places the podcasts are shared, my goal is to simply help you ascend, help it not be so rocky, help it to be a little bit smoother, so you can literally like be on top of that water, on that surfboard. That big wave is coming and it's pushing you forward, and you're honing right into that path. When the wave is coming, if you can project the energy and you can get into that flow where the energy of the wave is coming, you can jump on your board. So if any of you have ever surfed, you know what that feels like, to just, yes, to stand on the water and just to ride that wave. And, of course, there's always going to be times where we fall. And there's always going to be times where we're submerged. But just remember, when you do, relax. You'll float. Your natural aptitude is to be like a cork. You'll naturally float. And those of you that say you can't swim, that's also a belief, because guess what? When you die, and if you're thrown out in the water, you'll float. So the body is made to float, right? So when we have really a lot of tightness in our body, I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours teaching yoga. And some people can touch their toes and some people can't. But if you're a cadaver, you can fold in half like a taco. So these are all things that you're holding. You're holding on to. My jaw just popped. Left jaw. Speak your truth. Open your mouth. Share your voice. What are you holding? What can you release from your energy field so that you can flow? You can float. You can relax. You can surrender. You are held. You are held by Creator. You are a child of God. God is source energy. You are here because you are on a mission to better this planet. And your gifts are enough. Whatever you have in your heart, whatever gifts that you have, if you're yet to explore them, or if there's something you haven't explored since you're a child, pick those things back up. That is what you're here to do. In Egyptian times, when we used to, and I say we because I remember so many of those lifetimes now, that these quantum energies are coming back into this vortex and the memories are showing up. And what we used to do is we used to let a child be born and then wait several days, weeks, or months to name them. Even in Native American cultures, people get new names when they find their aptitudes and their skills and what's in their heart. And so in Egyptian times, we would wait for years and to find what the child's aptitude was, and then the child would